Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's GTA 5 video, we're going to be talking about something incredibly weird that Rockstar did the other day, but why it might actually be good news in Grand Theft Auto Online for something that's coming up relatively soon. So the other day on Rockstar's social media accounts, they put out this random tweet, or this random post that was, if you're new to GTA Online and looking for a few tips on how to begin building your criminal empire, we've rounded up some useful pointers to help you get set up. And then posting a Newswire page where they continued by saying whether it's pursuing a lucrative career in gun running or having designs on heisting a casino, there are countless ways to make a dishonest buck in Los Santos. And the entire article was GTA Online starter tips. And I'm thinking to myself, wait a minute. They just made this post on January 6th, 2021. Grand Theft Auto Online came out on October 1st, 2013. GTA Online has been out for 7 years, over 7 years, and they are just making a starter tip. And some of the tips, which I'll leave a link to in the description, are like very, very basic, like how to join a job. You have to complete the tutorial. Get familiar with your iFruit phone. You have things like money and RP. Those are like the two things you can get. Link a social club account and you'll get a free vehicle. Stuff that we were talking about like in 2013, 2014. So it kind of makes you wonder what Rockstar Games is up to here. And I think I have an idea of what's going on because when I logged on to Grand Theft Auto Online today, I got a splash screen, like one of the alerts you see as you're loading in, that I hadn't gotten in a while. And I guess it could be coincidence because today when I logged in, I got my $1 million bonus because I have PlayStation Plus, and that's Rockstar's promotion that they're doing with Sony. But this is something that's going to be happening in GTA Online, as you guys know, until the launch of Grand Theft Auto Online on PlayStation 5 in the second half of 2021. And it's going to be the expanded and enhanced version for both the PS5 and the Xbox Series X. So I hadn't gotten this alert in a while. So it kind of made me think, is this just a coincidence or does Rockstar have got going something on here? And that's kind of what I was thinking because if you're making starter tips, this is an article that obviously newer players would probably like to see. And Rockstar probably knows their fan base right now, or at least their player base of GTA Online, probably not a lot of new players, considering there hasn't been a new version of the game that has come out. In fact, even if you have a PS5 or an Xbox Series X right now, the most that you can do is play a backwards compatibility version. So it's very likely that you were already playing on both the PlayStation 4 or the Xbox One. So here's what I'm thinking Rockstar is up to, and it's actually something we haven't heard of since they made its original announcement. And that is details on the expanded and enhanced version of GTA 5 and the standalone version of Grand Theft Auto Online. So this is something that Rockstar announced all the way back in the summer. They talked about this at Sony's very first PlayStation 5 conference on June 11th, 2020, where they said Grand Theft Auto 5 would be coming to the new generation of consoles. It would be expanded and enhanced with new features and content. They even confirmed that there would be a standalone version of Grand Theft Auto Online, getting additional updates and exclusive content. And they said that it would be released in the second half of 2021. And of course, they said we would hear more about this in the coming months ahead. Well, we never did. And I'm assuming it's because Rockstar just wanted to either wait for the new consoles to come out, which they now have, or they wanted to get a couple of things out of the way. And that would have been new content for both Grand Theft Auto Online and Red Dead Online. Well, guess what? They've done both of those things. GTA Online got its biggest update ever. Red Dead Online became standalone and got a new update in the month of December. So I think this means that Rockstar is free and clear to talk about the expanded and enhanced version. And that would be awesome because we haven't heard anything about it. It would just be nice to know what those technical improvements are going to be, what those visual upgrades might include, how good are the performance enhancements, and how well will they take advantage of the latest hardware, and what changes will we actually see in game. Is there going to be exclusive content like new cars? Will there be something crazy like story mode features that are added? Like when Rockstar made the jump from the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 To the Xbox One and PS4, there were new story mode content, as well as obviously exclusive updates for Grand Theft Auto Online. So needless to say, there's just a lot of mystery here that I can't quite understand. And I really wish Rockstar would tell us what's going on, but I think this latest Newswire post actually gives us a good idea on what to expect. Because I'm imagining with the expanded and enhanced version, because it is going to be a new game, if you can see my air quotes, and not a backwards compatibility version, you're naturally going to get new players. I mean, Grand Theft Auto 5 is probably one of the most popular video games ever, but that doesn't mean everyone in the world plays it. So there might be people getting a PS5 and an Xbox Series X that have never touched Grand Theft Auto Online. But when this new expanded and enhanced and even standalone version is announced, this might give some players the opportunity to jump on, and thus they would be a new player. So again, at the end of the day, these tips are very straightforward for someone that has played for a couple of months or a couple of years. I will, of course, leave a link to the Newswire page in the description. There's a couple of different sections that they ultimately talk about. There's a getting started section, which is very bare bones. There's a player interaction menu section where they talk about managing your snacks and your ammo and using passive mode and setting your various spawn point. There's also a bunch of gameplay tips as well, where they talk about spinning the lucky wheel every day, joining a new session, body armor, what weapons to start out with. There's also tips for earning money early, like becoming a VIP or a CEO, taking advantage of the weekly bonuses, payouts, and discounts. They jump into heists and how you can tackle those, and how there's many heist options now since we're in 2020. And of course, multiple businesses like bikers, import-export, special cargo, air freight, and the nightclub and gun running and so much more. So they say that. And then at the very end, they said, keep an eye out on the Newswire for more tips and ways to earn money in RP during weekly events and more. So I don't know if this is something Rockstar is going to continue to do, but I think the timing of it is particularly interesting because it's 2021 now. It's the start of the new year. And I feel like we need to start hearing about this expanded and enhanced version. I mean, it's really been a minute. And so I think Rockstar wants to start building the hype for that. And this might have been their way to lay the groundwork to allow newer players to have a place to start so they aren't like starting in the dark when the new versions do ultimately arrive. But that, of course, is just my theory. I would love to hear from you guys in the comments down below. Do you think Rockstar is up to something interesting here, or do you think they just randomly decided, like, hey, let's make like a tips and tricks for beginners post, even though the game has been out for 7 years? You guys can let me know what you think in the comments down below. I would, of course, love to hear from you guys down there. If you guys did go on to enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new, or you want to stay up to date on all the latest GTA and Red Dead Redemption videos that I'm doing here on my channel. And be sure to ring that notification bell as well. Sometimes YouTube just doesn't work, and if you ring that bell, you'll always be guaranteed to be notified when new videos arrive. But of course, as always, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.